Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at WatchBox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing what may be the most appealing of the long-running Patek Philippe 5205 annual calendar Moonphase automatics. Launched at Baselworld 2018, this is the 5205G-013. The -013 is glorious. 40 millimeters in white gold, or I should say gray gold, more on that in a moment. The watch features an extravagant gradient blue fade dial, much like that on the 5170p chronograph. It is a lovely metallic sector design with polished chapter rings and an extraordinary metallic fade from center to periphery. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you get a good sense of the watch in proportion. 40 millimeters in diameter, but quite slim at only 11.6 millimeters thick. It's an easy watch to wear under a cuff. Remember, a Rolex Daytona averages about 12.3 millimeters thick. This is thinner than that. Lug to lug, it's large by Patek standards, but not by contemporary standards overall. It is a 49.6 millimeter span across the wrist, but you can see the shape of the lugs really does arc around the wrist quite well. It's a watch that will wear well on a borderline wrist, and I would say the smallest wrist, the borderline wrist for this watch, is probably 14 centimeters in circumference. The spacing between the lugs is a rather universal 20 millimeters, so you will find a world of OEM and aftermarket sizes in that 20 millimeter range. Now, of course, you're going to get plenty of strap options, but you should probably consider the factory strap as your best bet, at least to start. It is a handsome piece. As you can see, it's nicely made with large rectangular scale alligator leather. It's black, with a monotone stitch of folded edge, very flat in profile, calfskin on the underside. You will note this is a new Patek Philippe factory strap, and it's paired with a Patek Philippe white gold, or I should say gray gold, spade style pin buckle. Nicely made and Patek branded. It matches the case. The case band itself is actually remarkably nuanced. The watch from head on looks fairly massive and, in some cases online, slightly artless. It's anything but. You could see it's scalloped of case flank, hollow of lug, and concave of bezel. Those three features helping to pare down the visual mass of the watch. You can also see how minimalist the lugs truly are as they taper dramatically, and internally there's so little material here that it has a gossamer evanescent grace, and you don't say that often about a precious metal watch. Crown side, you can see there are pusher adjusters, and this is an annual calendar, so hopefully you're only going to have to make one adjustment a year during the jump from February to March, hence annual calendar. Patek Philippe invented the annual calendar in 1996, so if you're going to get an annual, get it from the original source. Now, I want to show you something about gray gold. It's an 18 karat straight through white gold alloy. Gray gold is an industry term. It's not milky yellow white gold that needs to be rhodium plated, but you can see, I'm going to get a little bit closer, you can see the difference between gray gold, that is a white gold alloy, and true white platinum. That's the 5070p right there. And that's the 5205G. And you can see there is a difference between platinum and white gold. It's a little bit grayer, maybe a little bit more yellow. It's a different tone, a different wrist impression, a different aesthetic altogether, but it's a wonderful one because it's a hell of a lot more scratch resistant than platinum. White gold is the hardest gold. The dial is extravagant and extraordinary. Light blue, I would say almost a medium navy at center, so not truly light, but medium navy. There's a sunburst pattern to the dial, and it fades to almost black at its edge. You can see there's a dimple style seconds and minutes track outboard. There's a double index up at 12 and a single index down at 6. You have faceted and hand-applied white gold indices for the hours. You have two polished metallic chapter rings separating the outer dial and inner dial. There's a separate chapter ring polished surrounding the 24-hour dial that gives you your AM/PM, your no-go zone for setting the calendar, and then there's a coaxial moon phase inside the 24-hour indicator. You can see a varnished Lancet-style counterweighted seconds hand and Dauphine-style white gold loomed hands at center. You have the day, the date, and the month. Again, it's an annual calendar. Flip it all over, and you can see that the watch features pull-tab spring bars, so you can quickly and easily remove the strap for strap swapping. As I said, 20 millimeters is the size. Patek makes it easing to do. Zooming in on the case back, let's get everything back in focus. This is basically a Patek Philippe caliber 324. Specifically, it is the caliber 324 SQA-LU24H, which means it has center seconds, it has a quantième annuel, it is an annual calendar, it has the LU, the Moonphase, and the 24-hour indicator, 35 to 45-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 34 joules adjusted in 6 positions, one more than a standard chronometer. It has a Gyromax style free-sprung balance for shock resistance and to better hold that 6-position adjustment, and a Spiromax Patek Philippe silicon anti-magnetic hairspring. You can see micro perlage in a spiral pattern across the center of the rotor, macro perlage, that is a larger engine turning on the baseplate, circular Cote de Genève on the rotor, linear Cote de Genève laid with an abrasive wheel across the bridges, mirrored anglage on the edge of every bridge, you see it well, but also within the jewel sinks. All screw heads are chamfered and black polished with chamfered slots. In short, it's impressive. 30 meters water resistant. It's not an aquatic watch, but then again, that's why you have a Nautilus or an Aquanaut. This is an extraordinary and enjoyable everyday companion. It dresses up, it dresses down. It's probably the most visually remarkable of the 5205 family that's been around since 2010. The 2018 model. See it and make it yours on the WatchBox. 5205 per Patek Philippe seal standards, precise to -3 + 2 seconds per 24 hours.